Hello there, folks. Ethan the Farmer here. It is Christmas Day 2018. I was planning on doing a Farmer's Thoughts live chat last evening, but yeah, well, a 2-hour project of catching chickens turned into a 6-hour project, and by the time I got done, it was 1 o'clock in the morning plus, and I was a little bit tired. Seems we had an issue with folks wanting to show up on Christmas Eve to help catch chickens. I don't know why, but you can probably see the bags under my eyes from lack of sleep. But anyhow, we're here. It's Christmas Day. We were going to do this Christmas Eve, but if you want to come on and chat with me, I'd love to chat with you. Talk about all things related to farms, food, families, freedom, the holiday season, how it's really hard for a lot of people, including myself, and continue down the road. Merry Christmas to all you folks from all of us here at Farmer's Thoughts, Farm Fresh Media, Get to Know Your Farmer, GTKYF Foundation Inc., Just Us Riders, and any other the number of other entities we currently operate. It's a nice day here. It's sunny, pleasant. I mean, it was a little chilly last night. I think it was down to high 20s. But, you know, it's an interesting world we live in. And we all got to do our part. So why don't you guys come on, talk to me a little bit about what's going on in your world. That's why I want to do these live chats regularly, so we can have a conversation. Because it seems some of you folks would like to ask questions and talk to me. So I thought maybe doing these would be a better way. Anyway, we got a new ebook that's coming out here in a week. January 1st, January 2nd, somewhere in there, the thing goes live. Farm Fresh Media putting them out. We're going to be putting out some regular ebooks talking about different things. This one is the basics and overview of homesteading. It's 10 pages long. It ought to give you some interesting insight and thoughts as to ideas about homesteading and what's involved in it and what it takes to do it, and some things for consideration going into, if you're thinking about going into homesteading. So we got a lot of exciting stuff coming in this next year. Our classified marketplace will be live. We're hoping that our social media platform goes live, and multiple other things. We're actually going to be launching, once we get the marketplace software and programming to work, we're going to be launching it on several different platforms. One related strictly to farmers, one related to competing with Craigslist type world, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where all this goes. And then our social media platform that we're endeavoring to create ought to be interesting. But as usual, we don't usually pick small projects. Yeah, some of them are small, but a lot of our tech projects are very labor intensive and very long, drawn out adventures. But that's part of being willing to step out of the norm, out of the box, and do something different. As most of you know that know us, we're always in the hole. There's more needs than there ever will be ability to provide for them. Stuff from helping people move out of storage units when they're in pickles, to fixing people's furnaces that can't afford it, to even repairing sewer issues where they've gotten sticker shock from some large sewer company wanting to charge them $6,500. And the parts to fix the problem were less than 30. Kind of makes me smile and laugh when I think about it. But that's what we're here for. It's neighbors helping neighbors, salt of the earth, helping hands all over, chores for a cause. Those are just some of the programs that I'm speaking of right there in that little bit. I'd encourage you folks to check them out. I will try to go through later and put all the links to all the different stuff that I'm talking about in this video, and I'll try to put them in the comments at some point, or put together an article that covers all the links, because there's a lot of them. We have a huge internet footprint. We do need a place to store a couple of fishy food cars for another couple months till we get them back on the road. If you're in South Central Pennsylvania, Lancaster, York, Lebanon, Berks, anywhere in those areas, and you got an extra couple of parking spaces you don't mind loaning to us or even renting to us for a reasonable rate, we would appreciate that. Are You Eating Fishy Foods program will be going live this summer. The rock bottom farms, we hope to have completely functional by fall. And that being said, we hope to be able to move forward with that project as well this year. Just a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of helping people. You know, when folks apply to the Salt of the Earth program and they don't have money for groceries and they're starving and food stamps are umpteen weeks out and they got a couple of little kids hanging around or they're disabled or something, and we go on, and much as I despise Amazon or Walmart, we order them some food, get it sent to wherever they're at, or get it so they can pick it up and get them, you know, $20 worth of groceries to get them through the hard spot so they got something to eat. You know, that's one of the things the Salt of the Earth program does. We've paid utility bills for people. We've paid fixing cars. We've paid repairing furnaces in areas that we don't offer that service in other states and things. Just a lot of different things that we do through all these different programs to help people. The advocacy program, talking to people that are depressed, or talking to farmers that have issues, or people that are being attacked by CPS, CYS, depending on what state you're in. And, you know, we got a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. We're up to, I think, 24, 25 programs organization-wide at this point. Oh, I almost forgot the Big Give Challenge. Have you taken the challenge? Challenge to be the change. Donate 1 hour worth of your paycheck, or if you can't donate 1 hour worth of your paycheck in labor, then donate it in money. It's that simple. 1 hour per week of your paycheck. If you make $10 an hour, that's all we're asking you to do, is put $10 an hour into some local community related endeavor, not these blasted people from the United Way and all the rest of that craziness. If you want to read a really cool article, we just put out an article talking about the United Way and all the crazy stuff they're doing, and you know how their overhead is a lot higher than 19%. You just got to be able to read between the lines and do the math. We put out an article addressing some slumlord situations, gentrification in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Those are some recent ones. We got a couple of articles recently talking about the healthcare insurance. These are all through the Farm Fresh Media aspect of what we're doing, producing articles and ebooks, and we're going to be doing podcasts, and we even hope to get into some mini documentaries, and hopefully, if I can get some people that really want to get passionate about this stuff, we want to actually start creating some documentaries. I think it'd be phenomenal to get a documentary out there talking about what's going on with dairy farmers today, right here in America. What this farm bill, why don't we go out and interview some farmers and talk about how this farm bill is affecting their world, or will affect their world. I just read an article this morning talking about how the Chinese didn't buy any soy products from America in November. Now, they were a huge soy purchaser. They really went wild with soybeans and things in their world. And, you know, they didn't buy any from America in November of 2018. I don't know about December yet, but that's crazy. That's crazy. That's got to hurt the farmers growing the soy. That's got to drive the soy prices down, because guess what? And granted, I'm not for GMO soy. You know that. But I'm trying to save family farmers. I'm trying to make this stuff make sense. And it don't make sense. Our government is out of control. It's lost its mind, if it ever had one. It might have had one back in 1776, but we've missed a few years since then. And the folks that had common sense back there in 1776 that were involved in creating this lovely country, they had common sense. And common sense currently today in America is gone, shot, kaput, no more. People, they don't have any common sense. They got less common sense than a mule. And mules are fairly stubborn and fairly difficult creatures by personality. Kind of like myself. Maybe I have some mule in me, I don't know. But anyway, this is Farmer's Thoughts. This is Christmas Day. I'd really like to talk to somebody besides myself. You know, I'm a long-winded, crazy farmer, but guess what? I'm trying my best to do my best to be the change. So I was talking about taking that challenge. Go on to the biggivechallenge.world. We want to see this challenge take off. Challenge all your friends. Make it like the Ice Bucket Challenge. Let's be the change. All it takes is an hour a week. How many of you people spend an hour a week doing something like watching TV? Please. the worthless mainstream media. The TV is a mind-numbing, mind-control piece of trash. But hey, turn the TV off for an hour, get off that couch, get off your butt, and go be the change for 1 hour a week. If you can't do that, I don't know what to tell you. But come on, folks, let's wake up. Let's get involved. We got to do our part. We got 2019 is just around the corner, 1 week away, and we really need to make a difference. We got some exciting YouTube channels that we're launching. We got, I think it's Venmo or some other, I think it's like YouTube, but I don't know for sure. I try to keep track of this stuff, but there's too much on my plate for one elephant. But come on, folks, our STEP program, if you know somebody that wants to get involved and owns a small service business and would like to become part of the STEP group, have them hit us up. We've got a lot of interesting ways to work together. It's about teamwork. You and I may not see eye to eye on everything, but if we can unite on the stuff that we do see eye to eye on, we're a force to be reckoned with. So come on, folks. I've been talking for 13 minutes, and I really would like somebody else to come on. But hey, if you don't, that's all right. I said I'd be here for a half hour, and I'll be here for a half hour. You might have to listen to me sing. If I fall asleep, I might snore. So I'm sorry, but night before last was like a 3-hour night. Last night, I didn't get to bed till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then, of course, my phone starts ringing at 6:30 a.m. Blasted thing. But anyway, Christmas Day and folks got a call. But that's life. That's part of trying to do your best to be the change and being effective at what you do. Not everybody may like what I got to say. Not everybody may like me. Don't care. But we're looking at even going so far as to building our own email platform, similar to like a Gmail type thing, but doing it where we're not spying on you. I don't understand why Gmail needs to spy on everything we do. That's kind of a goofed up platform, Google. But why don't we build our own? So we're working on these things. We got a domain called emailme.fyi. That'll be our email platform once we get it up and going. And we're going to do our best. All we can do every day is get up and give it 110%. Not 100%, 110. So, Mordecai, he's the lovely white German Shepherd. He says Merry Christmas too. Night Doggy, she's the black lab. She's kind of a klutzy galoof, but what can I say? She's pleasantly plump because she believes she's starving no matter how much food the humans feed her. And then we got Thaddeus, the llama. We got Charlie Brown, the llama. They say hello. They're down there in the barn doing what llamas do. They looked at me kind of weird when I gave them oatmeal this morning. They wanted to know how comes there was food and Dad gave them oatmeal and there was fruit in it. Who puts apples in the oatmeal and then gives it to the llamas? They were a little concerned, but Thaddeus told them it was okay and they ate it anyway. So then we got Dora the sheep. She's the resident sheep in house here. That was our ambassador livestock. We got Tragically Cute, and we got Coca. So, if you folks are interested, we are still trying to sell Miss Coca. She's just a little bit, what can I say? She'd make a great pasture guardian alpaca. If you want something to run around out in the field and look cute and chase off the stray dogs or the coyotes, she'd do that. She has no use for them creatures. And and then we got the barn cat adventure. I think I don't even know exactly how many we're up to, but we got quite a few of them now. Hi, Tris. I can't answer the messages on my personal page when I'm on the Farmer's Thoughts page. It's just kind of hard to be on 2 pages at once. I haven't mastered that art. But anyway, we got 14 more minutes, folks. So ask me a question. Come on. Anybody home? Do I got an auction? I don't know. Oh, we got some other cool things going on. We got some furniture and a bunch of other stuff that's been donated over the last year that we're going to start putting it up for online auctions. We hope somebody bids on it. So far, we got one lousy bid on a book, and I'll tell you what, based on my own research, the book is worth between $35 and $40 on eBay. Some joker offered us $1. Now, because I do what I said, we'll sell it for $1. But I think that's kind of taking advantage of a nonprofit. That book was donated to us with the intention of raising funds for the organization. And, yeah, bidding $1 is kind of a lowball craziness in my book. So, anyway, if y'all want to get involved, you can always hit up our volunteer things and the numerous other aspects we got going, and we'll be more than happy to try to plug you in. To those of you that did hit us up and we didn't get to you yet, I'm sorry. What can I say? There's only 24 and a half hours in the day, and that's a little short. I need about another 24 and a half per day. Each day needs to have somewhere around 49 hours, 50 hours. That would be helpful, but that's not going to happen. So anyway, if you know anybody looking to get a website built, we got a great tech department that would be more than happy to work with their websites. Sorry, I was fixing the phone case. It's falling off for whatever reason. But anyway, farmfreshmedia.us is the marketing site for small businesses, farmers, homesteads, all kinds of little stuff like that. And a lot of the services are really, really cheap or free. And it's because we believe in community. Same reason why we're building the classified site. People are like, why did you spend the money to build a classified site? What has that got to do with your mission statement? Well, strong communities involve the ability to work, shall we say, outside the box. And before Craigslist decided to get greedy and get stupid, which is what they've done of late in my book, they were a phenomenal place. Oh, and they also let in every scammer from here to, I think, China. Maybe Russia, too. I'm not sure. Romania, whatever other countries they let in there. Oh, and don't forget the Nairobi Prince feller. He's something else. Sends them blasted emails through Craigslist. But anyway, part of having a strong community is small business. And a lot of small businesses were able to use Craigslist to help benefit their small businesses. But now Craigslist has kind of become a corporate affair, shall we say. And, well, that's problematic. So we commenced building our own. And we thought we'd incorporate a couple of other things that, you know, a little bit better moderation and a little bit better, shall we say, trying to keep businesses out. You know, it's sickening when you go on Craigslist and every blasted sorry, I got something in my eye. Every auto ad is by a car dealership. That's not exactly consumer-to-consumer business transactions promoting better economy for the individual. So anyway, that's what we're trying to do. Look for it coming out. It's still got a few bugs and it's not quite where we want it yet, so it's not live yet. But it'll be rolling out in Wichita, Kansas and Lancaster, Pennsylvania to start. And it'll be rolling out on a domain called familyfarmer.market. Now, that is one of 3 domains that we intend on rolling out classified platforms. That's the first because, as you know, we started out as a pro-family farmer enterprise. Nonprofit, whatever you want to call it. NGO, activism group. There's a dozen different names. I don't really care what label you put on us. But that's where it's going to be rolling out to begin with. Eventually, it'll be rolling out on a couple other other domains and be more targeted towards the general populace. But anyway, all those really cool things that we're working on, doing our best to make a difference, and we'd love if you join us. If you want to donate, there's always the paypal.me/GTKYF, the never-ending PayPal adventure. We would like to try to find a better platform eventually, but that's problematic in and of itself. So anyway, still nobody wants to chat with me, and this is getting rather long-winded, I think. But like I said, I'd do this for a half hour. I'm going to try to do a live stream thing on a regular basis here in this coming year, just because I think these live chats might be helpful in getting people more involved. But I saw something really interesting. Was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. I read it. That yesterday was the worst day in the stock market for a Christmas Eve in history. Now, we got all these charming bureaucrats. We're going to talk a little bit of farmers' economics, because I don't believe the horse pooey these fellers are shoveling. I'm pretty certain they're full of horse pooey. So anyway, They said it was the worst day in the stock market, Christmas Eve, in history. December is the worst day, the worst month in the stock market since the Great Depression. But yet, if you go and you listen to the mainstream media, not our media, which is farm fresh media, which is straight from the horse's mouth, and it's not lame stream media. Those are intended to be puns related to farming and media. But anyway, if you're not watching mainstream media, you can, you'll know that the government says, oh, our economy's doing great, our economy's doing great. Yet, they shut down the GM plant. They laid off a whole boatload of fellas at the QVC plant. There's layoffs going on all over the place like mad. Sometimes I try to cover them up and say they're buyouts, which, whatever. People are losing their jobs. If people lose their jobs, they don't want to spend as much money. If they don't want to spend as much money, then there's not as much for the small businesses to make, which means the economy goes down. Small business America was the economic engine that sustained this country forever. Big business America is not the engine that made this country go. It's small business. It's the little guy. The guy like you and me. That's just how this works. So, anyway, I don't buy the government's nonsense. Trump going around pissing everybody off with these tariffs and fighting with the Fed and that guy fights with everybody and his cousin. Geesh. I don't think he could get along with anybody, and it don't matter who they are. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a pro-Trump. I'm not an anti-Trump. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. Yeah, like the little black or red creature that runs around on the ground, the ant. I'm an independent ant that can think for myself. So, anyway, that's just a little bit there on that thing. I think these people, they divide us by giving us these lovely labels, conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican, or whatever other name they want to give you. And, it's just a bad deal. So anyway, divide and conquer. That's an old, I think the Romans were pretty good at that too, but that's a long time ago. So anyway, we're still going to be producing the sermons from the homestead and a lot of other stuff going forward, and just moving on down the road. So, hoping to do more events this year than I did in 2018. Kind of was slack on the event deal in 2018. Part of it was related to finances. Part of it was related to there's only one of me. And I won't clone myself. I'm sorry. I can't. That would just be a bad deal. I don't deal well with competition. And, well, cloning myself would create my own competition. And that would just be an adventure. So anyway, if anybody wants to chat, we're still here. Yak, 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 yak. Talking away. Christmas Day, coming to you from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where it's a balmy, I'll tell you what temperature it is. Yeah, dumb thing. Hold on a second here. I'm going to tell you what the temperature is here if I can get this thing to work. It is 38 degrees in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And it's about 1:22 in the afternoon on Christmas Day. And this is Farmer's Thoughts, live chat. We'd love to chat with y'all. We'll be doing some more. We'll be setting up events where you can actually find them on the pages. Go figure. And we'll probably even be putting events, on the website like justusriders.org and a few other places. But just to get you guys involved. The idea is people participation. It does not work well if it's just me, myself, and I trying to get something done. The three of us, we do our best, and we pull a lot of weight. But I tell you what, me, myself, and I, yeah, we need some other folks involved. So anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever the other holidays are. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. There you go. And yeah, I think the other one's Kwanzaa or something. But hey, Happy Holidays. We hope you have a great Christmas. Show your family you love them. Spend some time with them. Yesterday was one of my son's birthdays. Happy birthday, boy. Wish I could see you. But I'm still here, still doing my best to leave a better place for you when you get older, or even today. So, anyway, I don't want to get into that too much because that just makes me a little sad. And Christmas is, quite frankly, very depressing. Spending it with me and the critters. Well, me, myself, and I and the critters. I get it, there's 3 of us, but man, carrying on conversations between the 3 of us is kind of sketchy. We don't always get along. So, anyhow, it's kind of like me and Thaddeus and Night Doggy. We have some pretty serious talks sometimes, and I don't know. Llama's got some crazy ideas, and so do Black Labs. Something about them. But anyhow, yeah. So do your part, get involved. Let's make this next year a kick butt year. Let's change this thing. You know, them folks over in France, they definitely got that government running scared. This world shouldn't be run by the elite. It should be run by the common folk. We need a dairy farmer or an auto mechanic, or for that matter, a plumber, to go sit down there in the White House. Only do their 4 years. Founding fathers, they never intended for more than 4 years. And none of this career politician craziness. And get some stuff done. You know, you get a dairy farmer down there, a guy that actually understands life, understands getting up in the morning, going and milk the cows. The cows don't like it if you don't milk them. You don't make no money if you don't milk them. And doing his best. Treating the land right, treating the animals right, treating people right. Whatever happened to the concept of treating others how you'd like to be treated? Some people missed that concept bad. If you were anywhere around during this holiday season shopping, woo-wee. So, I wanted to say one more thing about the economy situation. I noticed something this year. There's a lot less holiday lights to look at. Now, if people don't have money, they're not going to go out and buy more lights and spend the electric bill and all this good stuff. Excuse me. Sneezes. And they hurt like mad with my head. But anyway. Sorry, pardon me there. So, if you don't have money and you're struggling or you're concerned about your financial situation or the economy, you're not going to go out and spend money to buy Christmas lights and put them up and pay the electric bill. Just like if you were in a store over this holiday season, a lot of people were buying the $10, $20 stuff, okay, as gifts. That's awesome. I'm all for it. Give something to your friends, give something to your family, show them you love them, however you want to do it. I think that helps drive the economy, especially if you buy those gifts from the small business. But anyway, but they weren't buying the $1,000 gifts. They weren't buying the high-end stuff. A lot of that high-end stuff is still sitting on the shelves. And that makes me think that people are a little bit concerned about their wallet. They're a little bit concerned about what our government's doing with our economy and our society. And I think it's a rightful concern. I really think that we need to be paying attention. Because if we don't be careful, 2019, it's going to have a recession, if not on our way into a depression. Not the kind where you're depressed. Well, you might be depressed too, but the kind where there's a run on the banks, Wall Street goes down the toilet, which might not be an all bad thing. Get rid of a bunch of crazy people that make money on, they make money on pretend money. That's kind of crazy. If you ever thought about it, these jokers that sit in the offices in Wall Street, they make money on funny money. I never met a dairy farmer that makes money on funny money. I never met a mechanic that makes money on funny money. That's kind of interesting. But anyway, it doesn't seem right to me. Shouldn't be able to make money on funny money. But that's the way they do it. That's the business model. A little sketchy. You know, they don't actually have a product they sell. You can't go look at the house you just bought when you buy stock. There ain't no house to look at because the stock ain't a house. It's a piece of paper that says, oh, you own such and such of some crazy company that, God forbid, the people don't do what they say and you end up upside down or worse off like Bernie Madoff. But hey, all of that stuff happens. Kind of an interesting business model. Somebody ought to change that. Somebody ought to clean that house. A lot of those folks belong in jail because they're not honest. They're sharks. And go from there. So what time is it? Anybody want to tell me? Since nobody likes to chat with me. Hurt my one feeling. I only got one left. Oh, I got 3 minutes to go. Come on, folks. Just talking to myself is something else. Ugh. I agreed to do a half an hour. Maybe next time we do 15 minutes. But anyway, we really need to look at all these different things. There's a reason why the lower class, socioeconomic challenged, whatever name you want to give them, the middle class and below, don't invest in the stock market. A, they don't understand it. B, it's a scam. C, they ain't got the money to invest. These people say you make money with money. Well, that's a wonderful concept if you have money to begin with. A little troublesome when you can't ever get money to begin with because you work in this thing called a job. And if you know what job stands for, it stands for just over broke. And, well, going and being a slave for 8 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. And after the government takes its 30 to 50% out of your paycheck. If God forbid you got child support, there goes another 50%. Wait a second, 50% and 50% is 100%. What are you supposed to live on? I don't know. This system is a little whacked. But that's the way I see it. Learn to think outside the box. We're going to be building some stuff to help with that. We got a website coming that talks about tiny houses. We got an off-grid website coming. We just got all kinds of stuff coming. But the problem is, there ain't enough of us doing the work. And I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. But it's just not always enough. And it gets frustrating. When you feel like you're treading water, it's a little challenging. So anyway, I guess this is Farmer's Thoughts, Christmas Day. We're going to be signing off. You all have a wonderful Christmas. Hug your family. Tell them you love them. Maybe take a piece of pie and put it in their face. I don't know. That's something I would do. Hey, have a great Christmas. From all of us over here at Farmer's Thoughts, Farm Fresh Media, GTKYF Foundation Inc., and Just Us Riders, and all the rest of it. Go out and be the change. Take care.